the world holds haunting hidden corners, where once thriving hubs are now nothing more than cold ghost towns. From the wide streets of Ordos, China, to the ruins of Craco, Italy, each abandoned city carries a unique story of rise, fall, failure, and unfulfilled dreams. In this video, let's explore the 15 largest abandoned cities in the world. Don't forget to hit subscribe to keep exploring more mysteries and wonders with us. Now, let's begin our journey to uncover the mysteries of these ghost towns through 15 of the most remarkable abandoned cities across the globe. Ranking at number 15 on the list is Hashima. Hashima, also known as Gunkanjima Battleship Island, is a small island off the coast of Nagasaki, Japan. It was heavily developed in the late 19th century due to undersea coal mining, becoming a symbol of Japan's industrial growth. Owned by Mitsubishi Corporation, it became an important coal mining hub. To accommodate the thousands of workers, numerous apartment buildings, schools, and hospitals were constructed on the island's mere 16 acres. By 1959, Hashima had a peak population of 5,259 people, making it the most densely populated place in the world. However, by the 1960s, as Japan transitioned to petroleum, Hashima's coal mines began to be abandoned. In 1974, the last coal mine closed, and the island was completely deserted. Today, Hashima still stands in the sea, but the buildings have been ravaged by time and storms, creating a bleak and eerie landscape. The island has since become a popular tourist destination and has been featured as a setting in several films, most notably in James Bond's Skyfall. Hashima is not only a ghost city, but also a historical landmark, serving as a reminder of Japan's industrial boom and decline. Number 14. Kolmanskop. Kolmanskop, situated in the Namib Desert of Namibia, was once a thriving town due to the diamond rush in the early 20th century. The town was founded in 1908 after a worker discovered a diamond in the sand, attracting people from all over to mine the area. It quickly developed into a luxurious community with modern amenities that were far ahead of its time, such as German-style villas, hospitals, theaters, casinos, and even a bowling alley. They even had an ice factory and electricity in the middle of the desert. However, by the 1920s, the discovery of larger diamond deposits further south led to Kolmanskop's decline. As the diamond reserves dwindled, people began to leave. By 1956, the town was completely abandoned. Today, Kolmanskop is one of Namibia's most popular tourist attractions, famous for its surreal scenery where the desert sands have engulfed the once grand buildings. The homes, once splendid, are now filled with thick layers of sand, creating a hauntingly beautiful sight that attracts photographers and visitors from all over the world. Number 13. Houtouwan. Houtouwan is a village located on Shengshan Island, part of the Shengzi Archipelago in southeastern China. Once home to hundreds of residents, the village largely relied on fishing for its livelihood. However, in the 1990s, Houtouwan began to be abandoned as its population dwindled. The main reason for Houtouwan's abandonment stemmed from the daily hardships of life. Despite fishing providing a stable income, the island's remote location made it increasingly difficult to transport goods, food, and necessities from the mainland, driving up living costs. Additionally, the rugged terrain and harsh climate posed significant challenges for residents. Meanwhile, villages and cities on the mainland offered better living conditions, including healthcare, education, and employment opportunities. As a result, many of Houtouwan's inhabitants chose to migrate to larger cities or more prosperous regions, gradually depleting the village's population until it was fully deserted. Nature soon began to reclaim the village, with thick greenery covering the houses and streets. This transformation has created a mysterious and wild beauty, turning Houtouwan into a popular destination for tourists and photographers captivated by its unique story and landscape. Number 12. Bombay Beach. Bombay Beach, located on the eastern shore of the Salton Sea in California, was once a popular resort in the mid-20th century, where tourists enjoyed sandy beaches and salty seawaters. Over time, however, it became desolate, symbolizing environmental decay and decline. The downfall of Bombay Beach began with environmental problems at the Salton Sea. The lake was formed by accident in 1905 when water from the Colorado River flooded a desert basin. Initially, the Salton Sea was a popular recreational destination, with activities like fishing, boating, and sunbathing. However, from the 1970s onward, water from irrigation channels carried salt and chemicals into the lake, raising salinity levels and causing massive fish and bird die-offs. The lake's water levels also dropped due to evaporation and a lack of fresh water inflows, leaving behind mudflats and salt-encrusted shores. As the environment worsened, tourism declined, and residents began to leave the town, abandoning homes and structures. Bombay Beach is now a ghost town, with only remnants of its past left behind. Today, it has transformed into an outdoor art hub, attracting artists to its haunting, desolate backdrop. Number 11. Pyramiden. Pyramiden is a coal mining town located on the Svalbard archipelago in Norway, once a symbol of Soviet industrial strength in the 20th century. The town was founded in the 1920s and thrived after being purchased by the Soviet Union from Sweden in 1927. With its unique landscape, Pyramiden was home to hundreds of miners and their families, offering a full range of social services from daycare to schools and a cultural center, creating a self-sufficient community in the frozen Arctic. However, by the late 1990s, Pyramiden began to decline due to the dwindling demand for coal and rising operational costs. In 1998, the final decision was made to close the coal mine and evacuate the entire population. What remains today is a town abandoned to the ravages of time. Buildings, schools, and even statues of Lenin stand intact, but the laughter and chatter of daily life have long since disappeared. Pyramiden has become a symbol of the shift between eras, where nature is slowly reclaiming control. Nonetheless, the town is not completely forgotten. In recent years, Pyramiden has become a popular tourist destination, attracting visitors eager to explore its history and experience the silence of a once bustling town that has now become a ghost of the past. Number 10. Bodie. Bodie is a famous ghost town located in California, USA, nestled in the Sierra Nevada mountains near the California-Nevada border. This town was once one of the most vibrant gold mining regions in the late 19th century, after a large amount of gold was discovered there in 1859. During its heyday in the 1870s, Bodie attracted thousands of people in search of fortune. The town quickly grew to a population of around 10,000, with hundreds of buildings, including hotels, restaurants, saloons, churches, and even brothels. Bodie was notorious not only for its gold, but also for its lawlessness, with numerous violent incidents, robberies, and gunfights, giving it a reputation as one of the wildest towns in the American West. However, as the gold reserves dwindled and the economy declined, Bodie began to fall into ruin. By the early 20th century, many had migrated elsewhere to seek new opportunities. In 1942, when the last gold mine closed, Bodie officially became a ghost town. Today, Bodie is preserved as a California State historic park, attracting many visitors who come to explore its well-preserved buildings. Most of the town's structures remain intact, with time and the dry desert winds having only partially worn them down. Bodie is one of the best preserved ghost towns in the USA, offering an authentic glimpse into life during the gold rush era in the American West. Number 9. Craco. Craco, a picturesque village perched on a hilltop in the Basilicata region of southern Italy, is famous for being one of the country's ghost towns. Built in the 8th century as a defensive fortress, Craco's strategic location on the high hill protected its inhabitants from potential attacks. Over the centuries, the village flourished into a prosperous community with limestone buildings and an architectural style that harmonized with the rugged terrain. However, by the 20th century, Craco faced numerous problems. In the 1960s, continuous landslides forced the population to leave the village. In 1972, a significant earthquake caused further damage, forcing authorities to relocate the remaining residents to Craco Peschiera in the valley below. By 1980, another major earthquake, combined with frequent floods, made the village completely uninhabitable. Today, Craco attracts visitors with its haunting and mystical beauty. It has also been used as a setting for films such as The Passion of the Christ and Quantum of Solace. Craco not only serves as a historic site, but also stands as a symbol of nature's destructive power and humanity's need to adapt to change. Number 8. Kelso, California, USA is a small town located in the Mojave Desert that once played an important role in the early 20th century railroad industry. Founded in 1905 when the Union Pacific Railroad built a station there, Kelso thrived as a refueling and maintenance stop for trains crossing the harsh desert. Kelso's most prominent feature was the Kelso Depot, built in 1923 in a Mediterranean architectural style. The depot not only served as a railway stop, but also became a community hub, housing a restaurant, hotel, and post office. However, with the switch from steam engines to diesel locomotives in the 1950s, the demand for refueling stations like Kelso diminished significantly. This led to the town's economic decline. As railroads changed and services were cut back, Kelso's population began to dwindle. In 1985, the Kelso Depot was closed, marking the end of Kelso's role as a railway hub and reflecting a broader shift in the American railroad industry. Today, Kelso is nearly a ghost town, with only a few residents remaining. The Kelso Depot has been restored and now serves as part of the Mojave National Preserve, functioning as a visitor center and museum that showcases the history of the area and Kelso's role in the railway industry. Although no longer a bustling town, Kelso retains its historical significance and offers a glimpse into the past for those exploring the Mojave Desert. Number 7. Plymouth, the former capital of Montserrat, was once the economic and political center of the island, known for its beauty and vibrant atmosphere. However, in 1995, the Soufriere Hills volcano began erupting after lying dormant for centuries, directly threatening the city. Although the residents were evacuated, subsequent eruptions in 1997 buried Plymouth under thick layers of ash and lava, making the city uninhabitable. The city has since been abandoned and declared a no-go zone due to the continued threat of volcanic activity. Today, Plymouth is a haunting and surreal sight, with its buildings, streets, and infrastructure buried under volcanic ash. While the northern parts of Montserrat are still inhabited, the capital has been relocated to Braids. Known as the Pompeii of the Caribbean, Plymouth remains preserved under layers of volcanic ash, much like the ancient Roman city of Pompeii after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. The buried city continues to draw the attention of researchers and tourists, eager to witness the remnants of a once thriving community destroyed by nature. Number 6. Centralia. Centralia, a small town in Pennsylvania, USA, was once a thriving center of anthracite coal mining in the mid-20th century. Established in the 1850s, Centralia grew rapidly due to its coal mines, with a population peaking at around 2,000 people. However, in 1962, a fire broke out in an abandoned mine beneath the town, and it quickly spread through underground coal seams, causing an environmental disaster that would last for decades. The fire continues to burn beneath the town to this day. The underground blaze released toxic gases and caused the ground above to become dangerously unstable, with sinkholes and cracks appearing in roads and properties. By the 1980s, the situation had become critical, and the federal government decided to relocate most of Centralia's residents, buying up their properties and demolishing buildings. Only a handful of residents chose to remain. Today, Centralia is nearly deserted. The cracked, smoke-filled roads and the eerie atmosphere give the town a strange and unsettling look. Centralia has become a symbol of environmental devastation, and its story has inspired cultural works such as the Silent Hill video game and movie series, which depict a ghost town consumed by strange and haunting forces. Number 5. Burj Al Babas. Burj Al Babas is a real estate development in the town of Mudurnu in the Bolu province of Turkey, known for its hundreds of luxury castles built in the style of European fairy tales. The project, developed by Serrat Property Group in the early 2010s, aimed to attract wealthy buyers from the Middle East and Europe. The resort was designed to include modern amenities like spas, shopping centers, and amusement parks, with each villa featuring a Gothic-style castle exterior that blended classical and modern designs to create an opulent living experience. However, the project ran into serious financial difficulties. When Turkey's economy slowed down and the real estate market collapsed, the developers were unable to complete the construction. Many potential buyers withdrew, and Serrat Property Group defaulted on its loans. By 2019, the project went bankrupt, leaving hundreds of unfinished castles standing empty and abandoned. As a result, the half-built castles of Burj Al Babas have become a haunting symbol of wasted resources and poor long-term planning in real estate investment. The once ambitious resort now stands silent and unfinished in the wilderness. An eerie reminder of the risks of unchecked development. Number 4. Zhi Pod City. Zhi Pod City, also known as the Sanji UFO Houses, was a futuristic resort in New Taipei City, Taiwan, characterized by its pod-shaped UFO-like structures. Built in the late 1970s, the homes were part of an ambitious project to create a luxury resort for the wealthy, particularly aimed at American military officers stationed in Taiwan during the Cold War. However, Zhi Pod City was never completed. The project was plagued by financial difficulties from the start, with construction costs ballooning beyond initial estimates and investors running out of funds. In addition to the economic challenges, there were a series of fatal accidents on the construction site, leading to rumors that the area was cursed or haunted, further diminishing interest in the project. The site's remote location, lack of infrastructure, and other practical issues also contributed to its abandonment by the early 1980s. In 2008, the local government demolished the remains of Zhi Pod City to make way for new development. Despite its short lifespan, the unusual pod-like structures and the story of the project's failure left a lasting impression on Taiwan's urban memory and culture. Number 3. Ordos City. Ordos, a city in China's Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region, was once envisioned to become a bustling urban hub with skyscrapers and modern infrastructure. Standing before its grand buildings and wide empty streets, you cannot help but wonder, what happened? Why did a place built on such a massive scale end up so deserted and desolate, earning the title of a ghost city? In the 2000s, during China's economic boom, Ordos was constructed as a symbol of prosperity and development. Authorities and investors bet on the city's potential, hoping it would become home to millions. Construction projects surged from modern residential complexes to bustling shopping centers. However, only a few people moved in, and most of the buildings remained empty. The excessive optimism about Ordos's future led many to overlook a simple truth. A city cannot thrive on flashy infrastructure alone. Its remote location, lack of job opportunities, and over-reliance on the coal industry prevented Ordos from attracting enough residents as anticipated. When coal prices fell and the global economy struggled, the dreams of a prosperous city shattered. Nevertheless, Ordos still stands, with its tall, lonely buildings scattered across the inner Mongolian plains, serving as a haunting reminder of unsustainable development. The Chinese government has made efforts to improve the situation, but Ordos has yet to shake off the label of a ghost city, a place that once held so much promise, but ultimately stands as a silent witness to the failures of development strategies, neglecting economic realities, geographic factors, and the actual needs of people. Number 2. Tianducheng. Tianducheng, an urban district in Hangzhou, China, was built with the aim of recreating the scenery of Paris, complete with a 108-meter-tall replica of the Eiffel Tower and various other architectural features inspired by famous buildings from the French capital. Although not entirely abandoned, Tianducheng is often considered a ghost town due to its many vacant buildings and sparse population. The primary reason for the area's desolation stems from overplanning and misguided investment. This project was part of China's urban expansion strategy, but many similar projects have faced issues with planning that far exceeded actual demand. Developers hoped to attract a large number of residents, but the area's growth did not meet expectations. Additionally, real estate prices in Tianducheng are extremely high, while basic infrastructure and services remain underdeveloped. This makes living and working there difficult, leading to a population decline and many empty buildings. The area lacks essential amenities such as schools, hospitals, and shopping centers. Poor transportation connections to other parts of Hangzhou also diminish its appeal. Furthermore, many view Tianducheng as merely a replica, lacking real cultural or historical value, further reducing its ability to draw in residents. Though not entirely abandoned, Tianducheng stands as a testament to how poor urban planning and development can lead to significant waste of resources, such as investing in infrastructure that remains unused and creating urban areas devoid of vitality. Finally, the largest abandoned city is Ashgabat. Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan, was built with the ambition of becoming a symbol of the nation's progress and prosperity. The city is known for its extravagant architecture, featuring white marble buildings and grand monuments, all designed to project an image of modernity and wealth. However, behind this glossy exterior lies a very different reality. Most of Ashgabat is currently empty, with many buildings and public structures going unused. Although the city has been heavily invested in, its central areas lack the vibrancy found in other capital cities. Many residents prefer to live in the suburbs or surrounding areas due to the high cost of living and limited economic opportunities within the city. Despite its grand appearance, Ashgabat lacks sustainable development and the necessary infrastructure to support a bustling urban lifestyle. This has led to Turkmenistan's capital becoming largely underpopulated, with many of its buildings abandoned, making it the largest ghost city in the world. These ghost cities around the world serve as reminders of the fragility of human ambition and dreams. Whether due to natural disasters, economic missteps, or poor planning, each of these places offers valuable lessons about sustainability and responsibility. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more exciting discoveries about mysterious and unusual places across the globe. Goodbye and see you next time.